You know, that six-figure salary, $100,000 a year, for generations, that was the symbol of making it, right? The key to the nice house, the new car, financial freedom, the whole American dream. But if you're earning that kind of money today and you're looking around wondering why you still feel so squeezed, you are definitely not alone. So let's get into this, because the math behind that big number has completely changed.
So this is the big question we're really digging into. It's this confusing and frankly really frustrating feeling for millions of people who, on paper should be doing great. You're not imagining things. There's a real crisis hiding in plain sight here. And in this explainer, we are going to break down exactly what is going on with the numbers.
Okay, so the first shock to the system happens right off the top. A $100,000 salary does not mean $100,000 hits your bank account. Not even close. After all the taxes are taken out, the national average leaves you with about $72,000. Now that breaks down to roughly $6,000 a month to actually live on. So the real question is, where does that $6,000 go?
And this brings us to what we call the 100K illusion. Let's actually follow the money for a second and see how that monthly take-home pay can just vanish before you even get a chance to think about saving or investing it.
Now this is where it gets really eye-opening. Just how quickly the absolute essentials eat up everything. I mean, look at housing. It's the biggest piece of the pie at 40%. In a lot of cities, we're talking about $2,400 for just a modest apartment. Then, go ahead and add another 20% for childcare. That's another $1,200 on average. Groceries, car payments, insurance, you can see how that $6,000 a month just evaporates.
And this is the result. After you cover just the basic pillars of modern life, there is literally nothing left. Not a dime for an emergency fund, nothing for retirement, not for your kids' college fund. It stops being about thriving. It becomes a game of pure survival, just making it from one month to the next. But why is it so much harder now?
Well, the answer goes way beyond just saying inflation. There are these very specific, really powerful forces at work that are systematically draining the finances of the middle class, and a lot of the time, we don't even see it happening. These are the silent wealth killers.
Now we're going to zero in on two of the biggest culprits here: the inescapable healthcare trap and that really brutal feedback loop of the debt spiral. Let's start with healthcare because it's a big one.
I mean, this number is just staggering. The average family is now spending over $23,000 a year. That's almost $2,000 a month just on healthcare. It's a cost that climbs faster than wages year after year. And for so many people, this one expense is the main reason they can't get ahead, no matter how hard they work.
And all that financial pressure often leads directly to this, the debt spiral. Americans now owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt, which is an all-time record. And with interest rates averaging over 21%, people are just borrowing to cover the basics and then paying a fortune in interest on top of it. It's a financial hamster wheel, and there is no easy way off.
And this slide right here, wow, this really illustrates the gut punch. Just look at the difference a few years have made. Back in 2020, a family earning this income could own a home and actually save a decent chunk of their pay. Today, that exact same family is probably renting, swamped with car loans, and saving almost nothing. This isn't just bad luck, it's the direct result of those wealth killers. Same income, same family, completely different financial world.
So it is so important to understand this. If you're struggling on what should be a good income, it is not your fault. You are not failing at a game you should be winning. The rules of the game have fundamentally changed. And recognizing that this is a systemic shift is the first and honestly the most important step to being able to fight back.
So what can you actually do about it?
Well, the good news is people are adapting. They're making smart, deliberate moves to take back control of their financial lives. So let's walk through 3 of the most effective strategies people are using right now.
Now, these are not complicated, get-rich-quick schemes. They are practical, but they are incredibly powerful actions. First, you audit the financial bleed. Second, you attack your most expensive debt like it's an emergency. And third, you shift your focus to building new income streams.
All right, let's start with auditing the bleed. This means you literally print out your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements and go through them with a highlighter. Find every single subscription, every recurring charge. From streaming services to that gym membership you forgot about, most people find between $300 and $600 a month in these forgotten expenses. That's potentially $7,000 a year you can put right back in your pocket immediately.
Next, attack the debt. And here is a really powerful way to think about this. Paying off a credit card that has a 21% interest rate is exactly the same as getting a 21% guaranteed return on your money. You can't get a promise like that from the stock market or anywhere else.
So every extra dollar you can throw at that high-interest debt is the single best and safest investment you can possibly make.
So, we'll end with this thought. Earning a six-figure salary no longer guarantees you financial security. The system, the costs, the math itself, it has all changed. The old rules of just working hard and saving a little bit, they're just not enough anymore. The real question is, are you ready to adapt and start playing by the new ones?